is localized and under control, contradicting expert assessment that the cases are widespread, indicating a possible complex situation.
Also, Attorney General files fresh application at the High Court seeking to strike out the suspended Chief Justice's judicial review case.
Hold those in authority accountable, including myself. That's the charge from President Mahama as thousands of Ghanaians gathered in unity, prayer and thanksgiving.
Also in the bulletin, we'll bring you the inspiring story of a visually impaired student who has made history, first to graduate with a perfect 4.0 FGPA at the University of Ghana. At 8 p.m., Pius Baka brings us prime business.
Tax consultant Francis Timobo expresses doubt government will achieve its revenue target for the year despite the implementation of the modified taxation scheme today.
We are starting a bit late and the targets may not be realized. Amidst the education that we have not done, for me, I think that we need to be more aggressive.
At 8:30 p.m., we'll have Prime Sports.
Well, the National Sports Authority holds Brian Champions in Koko Stadium project over failure to seek clearance from the authority before work began.
Remember, we are your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. We're back in a bit. Stay tuned in.
Let's begin from the health front, because tonight, Health Minister Kobina Minta-Kando is calming Ghanaians, insisting there is no cause for alarm over the recent rising cases of COVID-19 in the country. More than 300 suspected cases have been recorded, with 107 cases now confirmed. There are, however, no hospitalizations and fatalities. Barely 24 hours ago, Noguchi Memorial Institute warned that Ghana is currently not only experiencing a localized resurgence of COVID-19, but is also receiving cases from different parts of the region or of the country. Now, Professor Kofi Boni is the head of virology at the Noguchi Memorial Institute.
Then way down, somewhere in May, we started getting cases from other regions. Eastern region, we have some few cases there. Greater Accra, some parts outside the university district, the district that university is situated, we have some cases coming in. Volta region, Ashanti region. So we have had cases from all these regions. But you see, what broke the camel's back was 2 weeks ago, where we had an overwhelming number of cases from the university community. That is what maybe gave reason to the circular that the university sent around, that then the university the university community should be aware of what is happening so that they will take the needed precautions. So yes, it is not a localized resurgence, I would say. We'll be having these cases, and it is expected because we are in the rainy season. And during this time, we are expecting to have a lot of these respiratory infections coming up, especially the influenza-like illness. Yes, we are talking about not causing severe disease, but spreading very fast and getting a wider scope of people, within a short time. But when we have vulnerable groups within the society, then we should be very careful, because it may not be so severe on the very, let's say, immune competent persons or younger ones. But what about those who are vulnerable in the society?
However, delivering an urgent statement in Parliament, the Health Minister explained that the situation is under control and currently confined to the University of Ghana campus.
The recent COVID-19 cases are localized at the University of Ghana community only. I'm proud to inform this House that the cases were detected through Ghana's influenza surveillance system and confirmed by the Noguchi Memorial Institute for Medical Research. This national network of Sentinel sites operates across all 16 regions, while many countries have scaled down or even stopped routine global emergency phase. This should reassure all Ghanaians that should there be any cases outside the university campus, our surveillance system remains active and ready to detect and respond effectively.
Now, the Health Minister, Kobina Minta-Kando, revealed that the spread was occasioned by a recent Hall Week celebration on the University of Ghana campus. He explains that all support has been provided to the University of Ghana. He is a member of the Health Committee in Parliament, and Tony Goodman is the spokesperson for the Health Ministry. They both join us for more. Let me begin with you, Tony Goodman. Which of these should take? The experts are telling us this is not a localized situation, but the minister tells us this is localized. Which should we go with? Kindly unmute so we hear what you're saying.
Thank you. Good evening to our viewers. Let me say that let's take both statements. Let's take both information from and we have cholera. Which is also surging up. Due to the rainy season. This particular flu-like viruses that we have picked up is currently happening in some of the campuses. In other schools, not in Legon. It's also happening in other parts of the country. So these are separate information. We need information. We to process and process well. The minister spoke about what is happening in Legon. The director from the Gucci spoke about influenza like outbreak we have across the country.
So is that to say that we are not recording any COVID-19 cases from other parts of the country?
The system or the sentinel system we have across the country, which picked up this particular outbreak at the University of Ghana campuses, has not picked any of this in any part of the country. What the system has actually picked up is the influenza-like we just referred to. And we want to increase our efforts at the University of Ghana campus and make sure that we kept this particular virus to its barest minimum. So that is what we're currently dealing with. Around the municipality where this university is, the Ayawaso West Wuogon area, the district municipal health directorate is also working around the clock to make sure that we don't record additional cases out of the campuses. So on campus and are helping in curbing this particular virus. They are also helping in the social mobilization and risk communication aspect. Today, the Minister for Health was on campus and donated some protective items to these health workers who are actually helping to combat this virus on campus.
All right. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Let me bring in Alexander Kwesi-Akwa at this point. Would you say you are happy with the government handling of the situation on the University of Ghana campus so far?
Well, thank you very much, and good evening to you. This resurgence of COVID is not as serious as it happened in the first time Ghana experienced. I mean, that was a time that nobody knew exactly what COVID was about. So I said somewhere that if history is to be kind to the NPP government and the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's government, then it's a time like this. now I'm sure we have a lot of ideas as in how to handle this condition, and so it becomes a bit easier. So we want to believe in the minister's assurance that this is something that is containable.
You sit on the health committee. Are you getting any contradictory report from other parts of the country? Because the minister tells us this is actually happening only on the University of Ghana campus, but on the health committee, are you getting any other report whether these cases have been reported in other parts of the country?
Well, there's a reason last Friday during the business statement deliberations, we insisted that the minister comes to the house today to come and brief us on how far we are our preparedness to contain reported on the campus of the University of Ghana. And so this is the first attempt to let us understand that the situation is under control. We do not have any reason to doubt the minister because we know the kind of work our government did in putting in place measures contain such a condition, such a resurgence. Some of the things that we're criticized for, now everybody will see the relevance of them. And so let's monitor the situation and let's be very hopeful that this doesn't spread to become a major health issue to deal with. Because, I mean, as you know, we may not have the capacity as a country or as a government to deal with it like it happened in the past. And it's not too strange as of now as compared to when it happened the last time when it was.
Before speaking to us.
Let's move on to some other stories. An Attorney General has filed an application at the Human Rights Division of the High Court in Accra seeking to strike out Chief Justice Gertrude Sakitokunu's early application for judicial review, citing a serious misstatement of capacity and the failure to include essential parties, errors that render the process null and void. In the opinion of the AG, we will bring details of that writ shortly. But first, here is the embattled Chief Justice, Justice Gertrude Sakitoku, who revealed they have filed fresh processes at the High Court to thwart the committee's proceedings, and she spoke at a news conference a week ago.
It is this total absence of compliance with all.
Member of our Legal Affairs Desk, Kwekwa Santa, joins us with more details of the. Member of our Legal Affairs Desk, Kwekwa Santa, joins us with more details of the fresh processes filed by the AG. Kweku, if you can hear me, what can you report?
Noella, the details are that following the suspended Chief Justice's decision to file those processes at the High Court, couched in the manner of a judicial review and a human rights application, seeking to get the High Court to rule that the entire process that is currently underway by way of the Article 146 committee chaired by Justice Gabriel Poman, the Chief Justice contends that the process is in illegality. It breaches a fundamental human right as a person, and that is why she has filed that action at the High Court. Today, the Attorney General has responded, and under the hand of the Deputy Attorney General, Justice Srem Sai, staff of the Attorney General's Department, the big contention they make is that the chunk of the Chief Justice's contentions have already been decided on by the Supreme Court in a number of cases, which have all already been dismissed, also in one that. But also the CJ's contention are still pending before the Supreme Court. We know that the Chief Justice has been dismissed. The substantive application has not yet been dealt with. And the Attorney General's claim is that the suspended Chief Justice is simply repeating and rehashing these same claims that are currently before the court, part of which have been dismissed at the High Court. And the High Court, which is a lower court, down the Supreme Court, cannot purport to actually hear this matter. And so the Attorney General of the case filed by suspended Chief Justice at the High Court.
Kwaku, thank you so much for that update. Meanwhile, the People's National Party has petitioned the Asante II to intervene in the recent suspension of Chief Justice Gertrude Tokunu's 2024 presidential candidate Janet Nabla. The PNP delegation presented the petition at the Menchia Palace, urging the Asante Hene to use his influence to call on President John Mahama to revoke the suspension of the Chief Justice. There's more on the following report.
The People's National Party, led by its flag bearer in the 2024 presidential election, Janet Nabla, among other executives of the National Party, came to the Menchia Palace. This was to present a petition to the Asante Hene Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II to
of Ghana. We see what the NDC John Mahama administration, whatever they are doing to the woman as an abuse, and we think that since all protocols are no longer of political parties, we decided that we will come to Menchia Palace. We know that our tradition has already shown us. They were there before this democracy we inherited came along. So if our democracy is not working, we will go back to our roots and ask the chiefs, who are the custodians of the land, to tell the Mahama government, who is just renting part of the land to operate, to call him to order.
She further argues that the ongoing committee hearing betrays the judicial independence.
So today we are here we've presented our petition. We've cried about whatever violations are emitting. We've given it to the Otumfuo's secretary. What is more painful is that today they said they are celebrating Thanksgiving. How do you day of repentance instead of National Day of prayer? So Thanksgiving, we haven't seen any Thanksgiving anywhere. So today we are here to tell the whole of Ghana that whatever you saw after the Chief Justice came out and delivered his speech, whatever you saw is not real.
Well, away from that, it's been 175 days of silence, questions and growing pressure. But tomorrow, government is finally set to unveil what it calls its game changer, the much touted 24-hour economic policy and boost productivity. The full policy document is out, and so are the details. My colleague Caleb Ziblim from our research desk has been digging into that document, and he joins us in studio. Caleb, what do you have?
Okay, so from the 24-hour economy policy document, we see that it's in two strands. The first strand is incentivizing businesses. And this is what we all heard about before the 2024 elections, where they said they will give businesses some incentives to work for 24 hours. But then the new strand is that they are going to perform deep structural change. We're trying to overhaul the entire Ghanaian sector when it comes to business operations.
Right.
When it comes to the incentivizing businesses, which is what everyone is looking out for, the first is that there are going to be corporate income exemptions and reductions. So if you operate for 2 shifts a day, they're going to reduce your corporate income tax by 25%.
Okay.
If you operate for the 3 shifts, that's the 24-hour economy, they're going to reduce your income tax by 50%.
Okay.
Also, they're going to boost production as well.
Right.
Time of use electricity tariffs, if as an electricity tariffs, if as an organization you are working more hours,